It's been about 12 years since the original Luigi's Mansion was released on the Nintendo Gamecube. What started off as a tech demo ended up being one of the console's greatest hits of all time, and now we're getting a direct sequel to the game on the Nintendo 3DS in the year 2013, titled Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon takes place right after the events of the original Luigi's Mansion. Professor E Gad is continuing his research on the paranormal ghosts with the help of the Dark Moon Crystal. The Dark Moon Crystal keeps the ghosts in a friendly habitat state so they don't scare anyone, and they're also easy to study this way. However, when the evil King Boo arrives and destroys the Dark Moon, it's up to Luigi once again to save the day, collect the Dark Moon pieces, restore the Dark Moon, and help continue Professor E Gad's research. Coming over from a GameCube title to the Nintendo 3DS, some game mechanics had to be changed in order to support the layout of the Nintendo 3DS. You control Luigi with the circle pad, and using the D-pad you can do voice call actions which really don't have a purpose in the single player campaign. You just make Luigi talk, say hey, hello, pretty much add personality to Luigi. The L button blows air out of the Poltergeist 5000, while the R button sucks in air with the Poltergeist 5000. The X and B buttons act as directional buttons for your flashlight and or Poltergeist 5000. Pushing X makes Luigi look up, while pushing B makes Luigi look down. You can also push B in combination with the circle pad to make Luigi run faster. Pushing the Y button turns Luigi's flashlight into a dark light. This lets you see hidden objects hidden by boos, which you can also collect throughout the game for special prizes. Pushing the A button activates your strobe light. The strobe light replaces the flashlight in the original Luigi's Mansion. Instead of having one that's always on and can stun enemies at all times, the regular strobe flashlight cannot just stun enemies at all times. You have to charge it up and then flash it. While the flashlight is technically always on when you're not using your Poltergeist, it won't stun enemies unless you charge it up and flash it at them. The level system in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is also structured differently than the GameCube game. Instead of having one large open world mansion to explore and do different objectives in, you have up to 5 different mansions to explore, all with a different level system. Each mansion has about 5 levels with a boss battle and a bonus level for collecting boos. You play each level progressively. When you beat one level, you go to the next one, then to the next one, until you get to the end where you fight the boss battle, then you travel on to the next mansion. You can actually go back and replay levels or replay other mansions. If you get bored just for replay value, you want to go back and collect boos that you missed. The lack of one large mansion isn't as disappointing as you think it'd be. The 5 individual mansions each have a large environment to explore and all have different themes, like a forest theme, a snow theme, or a clockwork desert-like theme. So if you're worried about having small individual mansions instead of one large one, don't worry about it. These are big enough to explore and very enjoyable at that. Speaking of these mansions, each one is designed beautifully. In fact, the entire game is. Visually, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon looks fantastic. It's up there on the list of greatest looking 3DS games, right next to Fire Emblem Awakening and Super Mario 3D Land. Everything is designed beautifully. Each mansion has its own theme, and those themes make puzzles for you to solve to progress through these levels. The interior of all the mansions are just beautifully designed, and they make clever puzzles as well. The colors throughout the game are very vibrant and eye-appealing, especially in 3D. The 3D graphics in this game look amazing, and I did play about 80% of the campaign in 3D. Another brilliant design move by Next Level Games was the addition of a real personality to Luigi. Never have I felt so close to a Mario character. I don't really feel for them usually. They're just there, saving the princess usually, and that's pretty much it. They're just the character I play as. But in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, I actually felt close to Luigi. He shows that he's scared, he's fearful, but he has to do this, and I just feel so close to him. This is actually the first time I feel for a Nintendo character like this in a Mario game. Every time Luigi completes a mission and goes back to Professor E Gad, you can see the big smile on his face for completing the mission, but he's also fearful of going on to the next one. Another specific brilliant design move I love that Next Level Games did is the fact that whenever you're in the mansion and you're quiet and there's kind of no movement going around, Luigi actually begins to hum the background music in the level, and I do so as well, happily and joyfully. This is just probably one of the greatest moments in the game. Just that little touch makes the game all the better. And without spoiling anything, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon actually has one of the most heartwarming endings of all Mario games I've ever played. This only adds on to the personality and makes the game a lot better. Another first for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is its multiplayer mode, called Skyscraper, developed by Next Level Games as well, also making one of the greatest multiplayer games on the Wii through Super Mario Strikers Charge. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon's multiplayer is actually very enjoyable. Think of the multiplayer as a survival mode. You play with 4 different Luigis, with anyone online or any of your registered 3DS friends. There's 4 different game modes. You can play in levels of 5 floors up to 25 floors or to an endless amount of floors, and there's 3 difficulty settings. The Hunter mode requires a team of 4 Luigis to clear a floor of ghosts as fast as possible. The rush mode requires the team to find the exit of the mansion before time runs out. You could also collect objects that actually increase your time limit throughout the mansion as well. The final game mode is called the Polterpup. In this game, you have to catch all the Polterpups throughout the mansion. It's pretty much like Hunter mode, except they're all Polterpups. The multiplayer mode is actually really good, with my only complaint being the lack of a voice system. You can still use the D-pad like you can in the single player campaign to make Luigi talk with standardized voice messages, but you can't use the built-in microphone on your 3DS to talk with friends. That would have been an amazing and very helpful feature. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is a fantastic game. If you already played the original game and loved that one, you're definitely going to enjoy this one. It's one of the best games on the Nintendo 3DS currently, and simply a must-have title. If you own a Nintendo 3DS, you should definitely pick this one up. For all these reasons and more, we give Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon an 8.8 out of 10. For more on Luigi's Mansion and everything paranormal, keep it locked here at Gaming Vlog Network, and be sure to visit our website at gamingvlog.net.